Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's match. It is going to be Stevenson University versus William and Mary JV. The Griffins versus the Mustangs. We're going to be starting our night here on Oasis in this best of 5 series. Stevenson's going to be on Team Blue, while William and Mary is going to be on Team Red. Both sides have selected their comps ready to go, and we're looking at something of a mirror match. Directly mirrored for one another, but probably not going to be for long. We're going to be finding out how things go here, going into the start of this match after both sides teleport out of spawn. So, needless to say, it is go time, and both teams are going to be ready on up, trying to get themselves out the door as fast as possible. Swaps are coming on out, and we are seeing it is an exact mirror matchup. What in the world? This is a first, ladies and gentlemen, as we've never seen an exact mirror matchup against Stevenson here. William and Mary really could have something to come out of here. We are going to be seeing a bit of the poke coming out from Nice here at the start. They're trying to see if they can take some space, maybe knock someone off. CJ, first one to look like he's going, but because it is Juno, Juno can fly. Hunter is going to be the first one to fall there as team is starting to get collapsed upon. The Griffins are losing ground as we're seeing them fall on back pick after pick gained by the Mustangs here. First capture is going to go to Stevenson. Now for William and Mary, they're going to have to try to work to play some counters here. No one has ults available yet. However, Stevenson has the advantage in ult charge gained going into this fight here. So it's going to be really imperative for William and Mary to either push this high ground or try to force the fight to point where they have more space for themselves. Mr. Sirius here with the flank has to be careful not to get caught out by the javelin as 40 and Nice to duke it out on the point. Sylvius is the first to fall, as well as Hunter. Nice to trying his best to get quits here. Does get the kill in the end, but at what cost? The rest of the team is gone here. Could get knocked off the point. Chooses the fall instead. That's going to mean that for the side of William and Mary, they're going to be staggered on out here. The Griffins going to have to wait on Nicey to come back, while Quits has already respawned, received a speed ring in order to hasten his way back to point. Let's take a look here at Grimlock for a moment. Grimlock here helping as the Juno, building up this orbital cannon to provide extreme healing and damage dealing once activated. They're up towards 80% now, but coming out with a high noon here is going to be Mr. Sirius, dealing some great amount of damage, getting rid of Hunter once again. Hunter has been the linchpin for the side of the Griffins, going down every single time. It's making things very difficult for them to make these pushes here as the clock keeps a ticking, percent keeps a climbing, and Nice who has fallen yet again. There is no ults been invested yet from the side of William and Mary. The Griffins don't have much time left. They're coming in to this last fight territory potentially with several ults available online, except for Hunters, who's been dealing with a world of hurt, mind you. Blade coming on out from the Genji here, going to be able to find a follow-up here with the orbital cannon going in. Now going to be able to having shut down everyone from the side of the Griffins. The Griffins are not going to be able to take this point. Round number 1 goes to the Mustangs. And with this leadoff here, we are going to map point territory, where if Stevenson wins one more, they will win the first match. So for the side of William and Mary fans, you are really looking to have your team try to bolster themselves here, try some different strategies, or try different rotations, because you're struggling to actually keep people alive for the majority of the fights. Your teammates are getting picked off real easily, and that makes things difficult when you're trying to keep a long fight going here. TP going to come out immediately. Stevenson opting for the rear of point this time. First that we're seeing here today, as they have yet to ever do this before in any match. As for William and Mary, they're going to be taking the high ground here, and it's going to be advantageous for Stevenson staying to the ground. If William and Mary does not contest point. Stevenson will once again cap before William and Mary. So the point unlocks and the push commences here. NECC's going to be leading the team on in. While for the side of the Mustangs here, they're going to try to play for some distance. Looking at Mr. Serious here on the flank. He's trying to get some damage going, but not finding much of any value. While the max part of the fight is taking place here right in front of us. Going to be seeing Papa May here trying to support their tank and pick off anyone that's on the flank, such as Alsilvius, as Isu and Hunter also follows. Keeping the team alive as well as themselves is imperative for Brigida to be able to generate healing over time. So with that being said, first point is turned over to the capture of the Mustangs here. The Griffins from the side of William and Mary need to try to work out some strategy in order to combat Stevenson's might. Stevenson, now having taken the high ground here, is going to have a huge advantage against William and Mary, despite the counter swap we see over the Zarya. NECC trying to play it safe down onto the point here, knows that they cannot take this head on unless they get some damage going. First bubble is used there to try to gain some energy, but not a whole lot, mind you. NECC has to invest with another bubble here with the follow-up, trying to help Genji on out as Mr. Serious is the first to fall. Gonna be coming in with some high amount of damage here, keeping the team alive and fighting. This point is going to turn over to the Griffins. A great swap over there, even before 50% was earned from the side of the Mustangs. So William and Mary, now having found their footing, will be able to try to come up with a plan. They have two ults online here compared to Stevenson's almost full stack of ults. The only one who's coming up a little short here is Papa May, but that's normal for Brigida because they're not able to get enough fight in from the front line here. So as you get more healing done, as you get more hits in, you are more likely to be able to get some more damage. High Noon coming out now from above here, looking to see if they get some damage. It's going to be the pull wombo combo. Going to be able to get that initial damage on out there. They find Grimlock as Rowley's going on in. Rowley's going to be pushing fast and hard into their support line here, trying to diff the Brigida from the side of William and Mary, being able to fight that out long enough for Stevenson to be able to take down the support line. Point turns over to the Mustangs here, as you're going to be seeing Grimlock play it safe. They cannot go overly invested in this, but having used both support ults, you need to try to combo here for a Blade with grab or High Noon with grab. Heck, maybe High Noon alone, as we saw done by Mr. Serious. Now going to be seeing here, Alsilvius has that blade in hand, could really initiate here if they get the proper bubble in time. It's now going to come down to this. They see him on the high ground. They want them to come close. Well, what's this? A High Noon is being activated here, looking to see who they can find. Will they find Mr. Serious? No! Targets to be found. Was not used in time, but 49 does fall. Coming on out, Quits is coming towards the high ground here, trying to do his best to stall it. Here comes the blade! But unfortunately, it is not going to be finding any value. Instead, the blade's going to come out from Alsilvius, being able to find two with the assistance of the grab. Now here is the danger, folks. Having invested so many ults so early might have been a bad decision from the side of William and Mary. They over-invested their ults when the fight was already won. So now, given that, what is the strategy going into this? Stevenson has now swapped over to Reinhardt, a comp we have not seen in a very long time. With damage going in fast and furious, they're looking to see if they can get some eliminations. They find it! Scorch is going to be the first to fall here, as 40 is going to be going in deep, looking to get some damage to stay alive here, but has no barrier, has to play very safe. Unfortunately, cannot stay alive despite the assistance from Papa May. High Noon going to be coming on now from Mr. Serious here. Mr. Serious not going to be able to find anyone on it, and they're trying to duke it out with Alsilvius. Alsilvius falls, and it's going to be down to NECC. NECC here in a 1v3 has to run for their life in order to be able to keep this high charge for their energy and make a touch on point. Quits in a very dangerous, precarious situation, needs to play it safe in the back. Both sides now being able to regroup here for the point. NECC trying really desperately to build up to a grab here. Grab is going to be a very big game changer if they can keep alive and use it. But don't count out Stevenson quite yet here. They're going to be able to zone this as 40 does a sacrificial hit, allowing for the Mustangs to use this orbital cannon to go on in with the damage. That's going to be Rowley taking on out, as well as Alsilvius. Last one's going to be Grimlock, and by all means, William and Mary does not get it. Stevenson takes map number 1. a very close fought second point there. By all means, I think you really had something coming on out from William Mary, but the Kaiju himself, 49, getting the play of the game here, being able to follow up on picks and really seclude their targets as they need to help the team keep the distance maintained. We're going to be heading to a quick break, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back! Welcome to Midtown, located in New York. As you're going to be seeing here, this is going to be our hybrid map. The goal of this is to get the first point captured, as you saw from the previous map, in a similar situation where 3 ticks need to be attained. From there, the cart must be escorted all the way to its final destination in Grand Central Station. So, Stevenson's going to be on the defense once again to start, while for the attacking side, it's going to be William and Mary. This was William and Mary's map pick. So, they're going to have to try to see what is the strategy going into this, what is going to be their strength for this to start. We are seeing what looks to be another mirror match, but the only change up here is going to be Legend. Legend is going to be swapping up the Brigitte for Hunters. We're going to have to see who's going to be coming out on top. Mr. Series here going to be taking some shots that start here. Not really find anyone quite yet. As we take a look at scores, trying to do the same, Dynamite comes on out and burns the entire team. That's going to give a huge ult charge up to the side of the Mustangs. But you'll see here William and Mary doing the exact same for Scorch. However, Stevenson has the lead here in ult charge. So we're going to have to see if William and Mary can find a pick against the Mustangs here. Legend here going to be trying to play it safe for their side, as Quince is going to be able to find that first pick. Now is going to come out with the picks here, as Forty's going to be able to find the follow-up there with Mr. Sears. Now going to be finding the Genji there with Alsovius, and Grimlock has to get away. So now, with a minute having already passed, you will be seeing that 3 minutes remaining for the side of William and Mary. They're going to be looking to try to build up ults into this. Grimlock doing a tremendous job building up this orbital cannon before SU Root Beer. And with that right quick, just all the damage in the world taken away. But don't count on Mr. Serious, because he has a Bob ready on deck. Now going to be coming around for this initial fight here. It's coming down to this here and now. We're going to be seeing the anti go in immediately beautifully, as it's going to be following up onto everybody's backline. Grimlock once again having to play it safe, as Stevenson only used one ult. Bob, though, I think it was a bit extra to be using Bob so early like that. Stevenson's going to have to try to build it up yet again here, and unfortunately that Dynamite's not going to be going anywhere time soon. As for the side of William and Mary here, you are going to be seeing Grimlock with the orbital cannon ready. They can send it as soon as they get onto the subway. This is going to be the push of the times. Here it comes, as the damage is going to be starting its way on in here. You're going to be seeing Alsovius gain very, very aggressive, but punished for their overextension. As the rest of William and Mary trying to get some different angles. Scorch being able to get some shots in initially, but what's this? 49 with the slam, being able to find 3 picks. That's going to be 3 on down there, as we will be seeing William and Mary having to regroup yet again. So going into this here, let's see how these teams face off against this encounter, as you're going to be seeing not a whole lot of action coming out from William and Mary. They're kind of stuck in this choke here. They can't really make much space, and it's needless to say, Nano Blade could be seen coming on up here. Just a matter of timing, and timing is what it's going to be, as you will be seeing Bob and Terra Surge coming on in. Terra Surge could try to be set up here by Creeper, but here comes the Blade. The Nano Blade has been activated here, finding the first kill, the second kill, make it a third. That's going to be a triple elimination right there, with the orbital cannon invested by SU Root Beer. Against Creeper's Terra Surge, it wasn't looking good, unfortunately. You are seeing quite a desperate attempt here from the side of William and Mary. The Griffins really are just struggling to get some space and getting some ults out here against the Mustangs. And right now, it's going to have to see if, for the side of the Griffins, can they take back space? It's going to have to come down to this Blade here. Alsovius needs to be the hero for the Griffins. They're going to be going for a wide rotation here, as they're going to try to see if they can take capture of the side of the fire department. Bob coming on in here, but a bit of a dangerous situation, as it's taken over whenever that Blade is eliminated. Hunter can't even get off rally. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be a team kill, as round number 1 is completed. And I mean, what a hold we witnessed right there. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. I mean, you rarely see anything like this ever take place. It is phenomenal, to say the least. So now that the sides have swapped, Stevenson only needs 33% of this point captured to win the map. So for the Griffins, they can only play for a draw here, which means if they get the draw, that means the series will be 1-0 still in favor of Stevenson, but Stevenson will not gain another point. So for Stevenson in this best of 5, they're looking to really shut it all out, as they're going to be starting up here in the pizzeria. Looking at the strategy here, no changes from either side. They're actually sticking to their guns with what they got. Execution is key going into these games. As we're going to be seeing, the Griffins are going to have to try to get some more picks off, some more coordinated strikes in order to push back the Mustangs. And if I'm saying it right now, I'm not sure if they can really do it. I mean, from what we saw from map 1 going into map 2 here, they're kind of struggling on their tempo as they seem to get overwhelmed by the rush Stevenson brings forth. They had a bit of a chance with that Zarya selection on the second point of Oasis, but it has to be more than just a point change in order to make the difference. So now going to be starting it on up here. We are going to see the push coming out. A beautiful javelin going against SU Root Beer from the side of Creeper. Stevenson immediately going on the rotation here. They're wasting no time. And that means that you're going to have to see an immediate reaction. Quits, getting punished for the overextension going in like that. Stevenson's going to have to play it safe here as Root Beer is now caught out in the open here. Root Beer could get eliminated, but manages to get out alive. Miraculously so. You're going to be seeing here that Stevenson able to now having regrouped here, looking to see if they can get some picks off now. They spotted the Ashe, and Ashe now has to be careful from the side of William and Mary. Just missing Mr. Serious there. Mr. Serious has been taken down. You're looking for some follow-up here from the side of William and Mary. They had the initial pick, but lost the trade over to Grimlock, but they can take it on back with Legend having fallen. Root Beer is the only one left alive and looking to see if they can provide some healing going into this fight. It's a lot of staggering, it's a lot of pacemaking, but you're not seeing really much point taken from the side of the Mustangs. However, as I say that, you're going to be seeing the first pick out against their with Scorch, followed up with Sylvius, and now going to be leading the charge on in. No fear as they push on in. Javelin right to the body as you're going to be seeing Terror Surge come on up. It was the last ditch ever, but unfortunately for them, Stevenson will take map number 2. And with that, we are going to be heading to map number 3 after the break, but not after seeing Bounty Hunter Mr. Serious. Finding all those limbs and hitting the flank, catching them by surprise, is just a beautiful execution from the side of Mr. Serious. We'll see you all after the break. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back once again. Welcome to Match Point territory. We are here on Esperanza, the push map. Hello again, Matt. Matt the robot. This is Matt. Matt's job is one thing and one thing alone, to push barricades. Both sides utilize 10 minutes, and their goal is to get this point pushed as far as possible or to the end destination. Both sides have checkpoints along the way. If you get a checkpoint, the team that earns it is rewarded closer spawn. For the team that doesn't have it, they have the same faraway one, as you can see all the way over here in the distance. So the thing about here with Esperanza, if either side reaches this placard right here, that is the final destination and that ends the game. Whoever gets it the farthest within the time, or by time runs out, will win. Let's see if William and Mary can bring it back. For Stevenson here, they are up 2-0 in the series, and William and Mary, they're down. They need this map to stay alive here, and they need to work hard for it. We're going to be seeing that first engagement there coming around, as we're going to be seeing Sylvius swapping over to the May. May is going to be a very useful hero here to have, being able to isolate targets as they overextend with your walls. So if William and Mary can execute it properly, Stevenson will be in a world of hurt. Javelin coming right out against Sylvius, as you're going to be seeing the ante as well here. There is the option over to Root Beer, and we did have a sub in here. Flyway Archer is now in for Legend and May, while SU Root Beer is going to be going over to the main heal here. So Stevenson now taking first control of this point and the lead here. They're going to try to take this all the way. Right now you are going to be seeing the respawns coming on out here from William and Mary. They're going to try to see if they can get some picks and some ult charge started here. I mean, biggest thing for the side of William and Mary is going to be getting this Blizzard online, as well as the Terra Surge, which is another word for slam for Creeper. William and Mary now going to be taking this high ground here, rotating on up, but watch out, 40 is not going to allow it. 40 is going to keep the distance here, and despite the wall, Quit's coming in from behind here, but getting caught by surprise by Scorch, who's able to get in some dynamite damage. Nade will come on out and find a beautiful arc to find its first limb there. Scorch having to force themselves back, barely staying alive, but trying to do some extra damage. They get staggered on out as the first checkpoint is earned by the Mustangs. So having made the space, taking the distance as well, you're going to be seeing Stevenson try to maintain all the street space they have against William and Mary, and by God, they have it. You're going to be seeing a huge dynamite coming on out. Root Beer having to play it very safe, being low themselves. Here comes Bob, as well as Wall to block him on off, stopping him, but Hunter is the first to fall in this fight here, as you're going to be seeing more and more pressure put upon the Griffins. Right now, they really just need to find an opening. They get the initial dynamite onto Quits there, but it's not enough. You have ults coming up from both sides, but Stevenson has 4 to rock with, while William and Mary getting close to all 5, but they cannot afford to be sleeping on the job. Here it comes with the Nade Terror Surge combo, being able to find Sylvius and Scorch. Next up is going to be Grimlock to be the fall there. Now going to be finding Creeper dead on the ground. Team kill has been achieved. It's coming down to the wire here. I mean, we're only 3 minutes in, and it could be the end of the match. Right now, it's coming down to Bob, but here comes the Nano Blade. Going to be finding Scorch first. Now going to be getting the May. Following up from there, we're looking at the DPS and tanks, but Terror Surge gets the elimination with Bob as the assist. 49 able to trade it on back. Last one alive is going to be Creeper. Creeper's the last one, trying desperately to stick it out. Here comes the Orbital Cannon with the Blizzard. Can they make the touch? No, they cannot. Stevenson wins the series. That's going to be it here from us tonight, but before we go, let's see this one last play of the game. Coming out from 49. Consistently leading the charge and initiating every single fight into it with leadership comms, it is none other than the tank themselves. That's going to be it from us here tonight. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching, and we'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.